All right. Donald Trump, during a deranged interview on Newsmax, praised Bobby Kennedy Jr., saying he respects him very much, very strongly respecting him. They show B-roll of Bobby Kennedy doing push-ups while Trump says this. I want to talk about this. Take a listen.
I will say RFK Jr., who I've known not very well, but I've known for a while, and I respect him. A lot of people respect him. He's got some very important points to be made. No, he's a respected person.
Yeah. The least surprising thing I would expect to hear from Donald Trump. And of course, because Bobby Kennedy Jr. is running as a Democrat, it's to Trump's advantage. It's to Trump's advantage to prop up someone that could damage Joe Biden. Now, let's talk about logical fallacies, okay? Remember that with logical fallacies, we can interpret them strictly, but sometimes we interpret them colloquially or a little more informally. Strictly speaking, if we say, I'm skeptical of Bobby Kennedy Jr. because Trump's a moron, and if Trump likes him, then there must be something wrong with Bobby Kennedy Jr. Like, technically speaking, that is the logical fallacy of guilt by association. But we have to be able to distinguish guilt by association, right? If I say Hitler breathed oxygen, so oxygen must be bad, that makes no sense. That's idiotic, right? It would be Alex Jones level for me to say something like that on the show. I would never do it. If I were to say to you, Hitler had a doctor, so therefore doctors in general shouldn't be trusted. That's silly. That doesn't make any sense. You would rightly cancel your paid subscription to this show if you had one, which you probably don't. But if I were to say Hitler supported Mussolini and Franco in Italy and Spain, that makes me skeptical of Mussolini and Franco. That does make sense. I would then look into Mussolini and Franco and said, oh, my instincts were right. Hitler's support was a red flag here. When we look into Bobby Kennedy Jr. and we find his questionable takes about vaccines and Russia, foreign policy, the 2020 election, all of it, then we say, oh, right, the fact that Trump respects him and is saying positive things about him was a red flag because it is then borne out by the facts that we were able to find. Not surprising that Trump is saying positive things about Bobby Kennedy Jr. One other clip from this Newsmax interview, Trump attacking Fox for saying they are backing loser DeSantis. This is getting really wild.
I don't know what their problem is, but they don't cover a lot of the things that they should be covering. They backed a loser. They backed a guy that can't win, Ron DeSanctimonious, I call him. He's losing by 40 points. Some people say 51 points. He's losing by that. And they give him so much time. I watched today, they gave him a live presentation down at the border, which was very boring. And all he did is say, I would use various policies, and those were all my policies. So
he boringly said he would do all the same stuff I already succeeded with. It's quite a criticism. If that criticism were true, it would actually be quite damning.
And yet I got the Man of the Decade award last night in Michigan, and we had Faith and Freedom on Saturday night, and they purposely didn't cover that speech. I don't know what their problem.
All right. So there is Trump going after DeSantis, going after Fox. Everybody's bad. Everybody's so unfair. Where I want to direct us now, the final point for this part of the show is going to be that it actually seems that against Joe Biden, it's becoming clear that DeSantis is the better choice. Let's talk about that. I love a good sauna. After a workout, after a stressful or long day, you get in the sauna to unwind. The blood vessels dilate, your heart rate goes up, it can soothe muscles and more. Now you can enjoy the same effects from the comfort of your home without a bunch of strangers walking around, which I personally am not big on. Our sponsor, Bon Charge, makes the world's safest and most advanced sauna blanket, and it's tremendous. I love getting in there for reading or get a little work done, a little meditation, take a nap. Just gets you really relaxed, super easy to clean, really compact, lightweight design, simple to fold up and put away when you're done with it. And it comes with a 12-month warranty. If you don't love it, returns are really easy, no questions asked. Go to boncharge.com/Pacman. Use the code Pacman for 15% off. The link is down below.